Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about Child's new best in slot weapon, the Polar Star. Because there is one other character that I'm thinking of that's not getting enough representation of how hype it will be when you give this character the Polar Star. It's now what I believe is going to be their best in slot based off of the abilities it has and the overall stats it provides, better than all the other 5-star bow options that character has used in the past. Because I believe this character will benefit a little bit more than Child will in terms of the Polar Star and the other 5-star bow options that he has in his repertoire than this character will. So, if you haven't guessed by now which character I'm thinking of who should and deserves to get the Polar Star is, then let me rope you in a little bit, and it is none other than Oz himself. That's right, Oz. Not Fischl, because Oz, if you're playing Oz, because Fischl is pretty much Oz, the character. Besides, you can use Fischl as a physical DPS with a 4-piece Pale Flame set because of one of Fischl's passes, where Oz, I think at C1, will help attack with you and coincide for extra damage. In that case, your best option is probably going to be Skyward Harp, because that gives you crit rate, additional crit damage, and the passive will benefit you because it has a physical damage scaling ability on it. Thus, if you're playing Oz, you're not using Fischl's normal attacks, which require her normal attack talent to be upgraded and doing physical damage, and therefore Polar Star is your better option because you both retain the high critical damage and the insane stats of a 5-star bow, and it's gonna be better than your, soft whale option, the Viridescent Hunt, if you're buying Battle Pass, and it's gonna be better than Stringless, the free-to-play option that has the same ability but a little bit higher at higher refine specifically than the Polar Star, because the Polar Star does have increased percentage on its elemental skill and elemental burst ability, which is what Stringless has. But Stringless has a much lower base attack at 510 versus the 608. Does not have the crit rate of the Polar Star, which is a unfortunate minus to that kind of weapon, and has our elemental mastery, which again is fine. It's a great option if you need it. If I will be talking about the current best option, in my opinion, specifically for the Oz playstyle, drop Oz, leave, come back on, Midnight Phantasmagoria, get back off, resetting your duration, then Polar Star, I believe, is going to be your better option. And that option herein lies, therefore, with its crazy passive ability, because after a normal attack, charge attack, elemental skill, or elemental burst hit on opponent, which Oz will consistently do on the field, you gain 1 stack of Ashen Nightstar for 12 seconds, and you can get 4 total stacks of Ashen Nightstar, and then your attack percentage is increased between how much stacks you have, which you're gonna most likely have all of them within the time frame of the 12 seconds of the initial activation of the Ashen Nightstar. Therefore, Oz's duration will always be a really good support tool on the field, and whenever you reset him after the 12 seconds, it's just gonna be a lot more consistent than Tartaglia will, specifically at C0, because Tartaglia's ability, you have a much longer cooldown, and you're not going to have the consistent uptime damage that he boasts to bring as an overall DPS character. But Oz is going to be there. He's your number 1 familiar companion. He's going to be on the field. He's going to be shooting, buffing himself, and most importantly, applying that Electro consistently for all your Electro reactions. Overall, I don't think I've seen enough Fischl and synergy with the Polar Star as I have seen with the hype surrounding Tartaglia with this bow, which is completely fine since he's coming out with the bow and all. But I do believe if you do end up getting Polar Star for your Tartaglia, give it a shot on Fischl and see if you do end up liking it more than perhaps your other bow option that you're currently running on him. And if you're a big fan of Oz, this is a nice gift to give him, because it's going to be his best in slot probably for a while, because I don't really see them power creeping this bow until they power creep at least Claymores, and maybe power creep the Staff of Homo, because at this rate, who knows what we're coming out with, because we're just gunning us down with like tons and tons of weapons that we can't afford because we don't get the primo gems. Mihayo, help! But again, if you have any of the other bows talked about, like stringless, Verdescent Hunt, any other 5-star bows, minus Amos bow for Fischl, because it's not really good for her or a child, you can put them on them. You don't need the Polar Star. But if you got the Polar Star and you're really interested in playing around with the crit rate and your increased stats, it's going to be a good time. Oz is going to pump some iron and pump out all the electro damage that you possibly need. Besides Oz, if you think there's another character that will benefit greatly with the addition of Polar Star and the overall kit more, or just about the same as Tartaglia, leave a comment below. Let me know which character you think that is. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video, and good luck on your 2.2 rolls if you're looking for Polar Star or any other new characters on the way.
またお会いしましたね。